again 5:30 in the p.m. And this is Congressman Danny Davis, Hotline 21. And I can tell you it's been a horrific week for me. I don't know what it's been like for you, but the weather has been inclement. There's been a lot of rain, so air travel has been out of sight. Tuesday, I stayed in the airport from 11 o'clock in the morning until 9:30 that night, trying to catch a flight. So obviously that means that I've been trying to catch up all week. But of course, I was not the only one, because every one of those flights I was supposed to be on, other people were on also. So we've had a terrible week. I just made it here just in time, and I'm so delighted about that, because there are a lot of things going on and a lot of things that I hope to be able to participate in and to do this weekend. As a matter of fact, I have a meeting at 6:30. Then I have a retirement for the celebration. I have a celebration retirement for Pastor Earl Roberts and his wonderful wife. They are celebrating his retirement as the pastor of the Garfield Park Community Church. I'm going to try my best to get there. Tomorrow morning we have the homegoing services for Mr. Minor Allen Sr., the father of Mark Allen, and it's going to be at the St. James Ministries Church of God in Christ at 11750 South Low. Mr. Minor Allen was one of the most efficient, effective. He was in the catering business. He was in the maitre d' business. He used to orchestrate great big dinners at 2 and 3 hotels that I know where he worked. He operated his own business, the Dixie Kitchen that he opened, and just a wonderful man. And of course he was from a place called Blytheville, Arkansas. And that made him very special. I sometimes say that Arkansas is the only state in the Bible that Noah looked over his ark and saw. And so, and that's tomorrow. St. Agatha Catholic Church is having their 25th year anniversary Mass at 3151 West Douglas Boulevard. I've been invited to go there and be a part of that. Original Providence Baptist Church is having their 155th anniversary celebration at 515 North Pine Avenue, and I intend to go there. That is also the church that I've been going to for many years. And it's the family church of the Carruthers family. Alderman Carruthers was a member, and Alderman Isaac Carruthers is a member, and their family have been members of that church for a long time. There's a graduation at Sister's House at Loretta Hospital on Sunday, and this is a program for women who are in recovery, women who've been having a difficult time. It's one of the best programs of that kind that I know anywhere in the United States of America. It was started by Sister Ann Meyer, a dear friend of mine, who died 3 or 4 years ago. She was 107 years old, and I was so delighted that I was able to attend the memorial service for her. Great program. And then, of course, there's another program for a lady whose retirement after 52 years of working. And that's so there are so many good things going on, wonderful things. And I even missed mentioning the memorial service for Lady Mrs. Bessie Russell, who was a leader in the county teachers union. I mean, I don't mean the county, I mean the college teachers union. She was the president of the clerks section of that union, and she and Judge Watkins, my dear friend, who was the vice president of the union, and Norman Swanson, who was the organizer and president for many years, all of us worked together a great deal in organizing college teachers unions, and Bessie was the clerk who always made sure they had their say. America is in a state of turmoil right now. Everybody that ought to be up in arms are up in arms about the treatment of immigrant children trying to get into this country and being separated and have been separated from their parents. There's nothing. We actually passed a bill today to try to do something about it, and I supported the bill, although I suggested and made in my statement, I spoke on the bill, that it was a good thing to do, but there were a lot of other things that we ought to be done. It is unbelievable that our country, my country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, would treat children the way that these children are being treated. I look forward to having a press conference with a number of social service agencies on Monday to further highlight our feeling about the issue, and I'll be talking about it as other people will be all weekend. And so that's the biggest thing I think going on right now in our country, is the way that our government is treating these children, separating them from their parents. Some of them, their parents will never see them again. Some of them will never get to really know who their parents are. And so it's a big deal. It's a big deal. But I see we've got callers who've been trying to get in, so let's go right to the telephone and take our first one. Caller, are you there?
Yeah, how you doing, Connie Davis?
James, I am doing fine. How are you?
Now, okay, now I look at it this way. Now, when you talk about the legal immigrants getting separated from their families, but Connie Davis, they do it to black people all the time. Look at Cook County Jail. Look at DCSS. They take black people little kids from their family. And what's the whole difference between the legal immigrants and black kids get taken away from DCF and going to other like what's the difference between them? For African Americans get taken from their parents, and legal immigrants get taken away. The kids get taken away from their parents. What's the difference? I don't understand, Connie Davis.
Well, let me just share this with you, James, and I understand. But some of these kids are black.
Yeah.
They're not only young people from Mexico. I know that most people, when they think of this issue, they think of Mexico. But children in that same position from African nations, children in that same position coming from Central America, South America, they are treated the same way. And so, I think that everybody is due decent, humane treatment, no matter who they are and where they come from. And so I want the Mexican children treated fair. I want the African children treated fair. I want all of God's children treated the way that any one of us would want to be handled and treated. And so every man's death diminishes me. I know for whom the bells toll. They toll for thee. And of course that was taken from a poem, For Whom the Bells Toll. But thank you so much, James.
Okay.
We're going to try to make sure that all of these children are treated the way they ought to be treated. If we've got another call, we'll go ahead and take that. If not, I've got lots of more information to share. Caller, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Yes, go right ahead.
This is Ray. You're looking mighty spiffy again.
Well, the day
And I
is
like that button on your lapel.
all right.
That gives you so much more. But listen, I kind of agree with James. The people that come here from Central America, Mexico, which you said Africa, they know they come to that long trek where the kids or they get raped and stuff like that. But they know that they can't enter this country illegally. But you know what? 75% of those children are being treated better. Now, they get medical, they get food, they get shelter, they get all of that stuff what they weren't getting in their country. That's why they want to come, or you can't blame them for that. But we take care of them. I mean, like today, it was found out that that little child that was looking up, and all the network said that she's crying because she's been separated from her parents, from her mother or father. That was a lie. They weren't separated. So, but I gotta say this. You don't get mad about nothing. You tell your side of the story. 75%, I agree with you, but there's always my 25% that I don't. That's why I really like you. You're a great man, Congressman, and thank you for listening to me for so long.
Thank you. No, thank you. America, this country, is based and was founded on the principle that people can disagree. And I agree that people should follow the law, that law and order is the appropriate way. But if people have been doing something for so long, and you just let it go on and on and on, until there is a perception that in trying to solve the problem, you must be as humane as you can. And so if you're going to be humane, let's be the America that has never been, and yet become the America that it has the potential to be. If I'm going to commit an error, I would rather commit it on the side of humanitarianism than brutality and barbarianism. And so I want to solve the problem, but I want to do it in a reasonable, rational, logical way. Caller, are you there?
Yes, Congressman, thank you for taking my call. And if I can, I'd like to respond to the previous callers. Let's make it clear with regard to the certain distinctions. Up until now, it's been considered a violation of civil law to cross into the United States illegally. In other words, it's akin to a parking ticket or littering. It's not something that you get arrested for. If you were not paid up at the meter, the police officer is not going to put you in cuffs and haul you away to Cook County Jail. So let's compare apples to apples. The people who are in Cook County Jail are by and large individuals who committed serious crimes or serious misdemeanors, and therefore their children have been taken from them because of that. That is a difference than simply illegally crossing into this country, which we didn't criminally prosecute anybody until this administration. We simply would deport people unless you had committed a criminal act in the past in the United States, had been deported and tried to come back. And in that case, it was a criminal act. So let's compare apples to apples. Secondly, I do think that I absolutely agree that we need some sort of legislation which addresses this issue. But unfortunately, moving forward, I don't know what the answer is because the devil is in the details. Do we say to the dreamers, well, we've got a solution for you? Do we have a solution for the 11 million others who are not dreamers but have been here? How long can they be here? Do we create a policy that says if you're here, well, we're going to create some sort of path to citizenship or legal status, but if you come tomorrow, you can't qualify for that? Or are we going to create a system that says that indefinitely, if you come here illegally, we're going to have some sort of system which allows you to become legal? Because, and I have, again, like yourself, I have a lot of sympathy for people who are coming here trying to find a better life for themselves. But according to various human rights groups, there are as many as 500 million people around the world that would like to emigrate to the United States. And I think we all agree that we can't take in 500 million people, no matter how well our intentions may be. So at some point we have to say no to someone, and we have to say what that standard and what our limitations are going to be.
And that's why I say we need to devote as much time. If we gotta stay up all night, let's stay up all night. If we've gotta do 10 hours a day in legislative debate, let's do 10 hours a day. If we have to devote a month every day, let's do it. And let's come out with something that we don't have to be ashamed of at the end. We know that there are atrocities that have been carried out all over the world. And we know that groups and groups and groups of what we might call minority citizens, minority countries. You know, some of the things are so horrific. You know, I've been in the slave castles in Ghana, and I've seen where they would prepare slaves for this long voyage across the sea, across the ocean. I saw how they packed them in, and you couldn't even get up when you had to go to the washroom. And so every manner of inhumanity that has been foisted upon mankind, we've had that experience in many places throughout the world. And so I just want to work out solutions that try and be as humane as we can be. I believe in that. That's what I believe. I call myself a practicing Christian. And if I don't do that, then my Christianity does not mean what I think it should. Thank you for the call. We got another caller. We'll go right to them.
Hiya, Congressman Danny Davis.
Okay, how you doing?
It's okay. This is Louie's granddaughter.
Yes, ma'am.
Say hey to you. How's your wife doing this evening?
She's doing pretty good.
There you go. Why did Trump keep blaming the Democrats for all this with these children's overflow within the border? Could you explain that to me?
Well, you know, I don't try to understand Mr. Trump as much as I did before. What I really want to do is I want to put the country in the hands of some other people
Back together. Got to put it back together. And then I got another question for you, Mr. Congressman. What does asylum mean? Because back about 7-8 months ago, you and I had this conversation about the caravans coming from Mexico. Could you explain what the caravans were? They were busloads of Spanish people with their children coming down to the San Diego border, down to Matamoros, Mexico, and El Paso to come and to seek asylum because Mr. Trump said, you come on down here, we're going to let you in, you make sure you come back to court after 6 months once you enter the United States. But that never seemed to happen once the people got down there to the border. So how the heck did they separate them all? How did they put these people over there, these people over there, these kids over there, and how the heck they going to get them back together? Then I saw on the news that quite a few states of the governors have denied any border patrol to go down there and separate any of those people from their children. Now, Mr. Tweety Bird Trump yesterday signs a paper that was a law that wasn't even a law in the first place. The law is don't come over the borders illegal. We've all been through it. I'm Italian. You came through it. We came through with boats when we in the old days. Blah, blah, blah. But I don't understand why he told them, come down here on the caravans. We're going to get you asylum. We're going to fix you up. Now they're all over the place. These poor babies over here. All these people, you know, this whole country is built on immigrants. You know that, Mr. Davis, right?
I do know that.
We got all kinds of people. We got you, me, we got Polish, we got German, we got everything over here, right? Now, I got to admit, the Spanish people have committed to helping this country all this years, have done jobs that other people don't want. Well, now I've got a feeling there's going to be a lot of jobs open. But the main thing is I don't know about this Mr. Trump. I don't know if I've been voting ever since I was a kid. I am so scared. I've been a Democrat all my life. I'm so sick and tired of hearing about the Russian. The FBI was on the TV the other day for 2-3 days. They talked like two clowns. They were shitting almost in their pants. It was unbelievable. Nobody mentioned one thing about the Vegas shooting. Forget about the FBI. You know what FBI stands for, Mr. Danny Davis? Full-blooded idiots.
All right, you know, I wish I could have you on radio, television, or some outlet talking all day long so that people could be listening all day. Well, we can't do that because we've got to get out of Dodge. Our time is about up. But I thank you for your call. And how's Louie? She's gone. Well, our time is up at any rate. But let's be real. Let's be the America that we're taught in the history books. That we're taught, give me your tired, your huddled masses. Give me your arms stretched out, looking for liberty. And just because I may have a decent way of being, that does not mean that I want to deny others the same freedom, the same privilege. Let's make America the America that's never been, but the America that we know it can be. Have a wonderful weekend. Have all the fun that you can. And we'll see you next week. And I'm sure we'll have some update on this issue of Save the Children. See you next week.